Let me have some fun.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Puts one in the pocket. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Player one chases them down. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireballs. Player KO. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Sandblast! They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Perfect input, not letting up. Oh wow, look at the damage that did. Fantastic look. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Player two needs to use the threat of the corner here. Anti-air drops him. Still slugging it out at this range. Opts to continue the attack with the drive. Saw that coming. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Uses the gauge for a super art. Opts for the level 1 volt. Perfect tech! We have super arts on deck. There's still a chance to turn this around. Good job, escape, and eats it! There's a burnout! Catches out the gauge right there! This is gonna kill, no doubt about it!
Such a lovely face.
That was the highest I've ever seen.
Kidding me!
Player one was an absolute beast in that match. This is going to be a must-see match.
Let me have some fun.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Turns up the heat and cooks them with the combo. Backs them into the corner. No go for the throw. Sticks the jump in. Knockdown. Decides to buff up while they can. Did well to get the buff in. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Experiencing burnout. KO. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Medium kick. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Jumps up, meets the jump in with a perfect parry. What'll happen here? Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Feng Shui engine activation. They want to end this quick. A quick breather. Medium kick into. And they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal. Jumps in. They're going for the super art. Just what they were after. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. They're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. All right. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. If they can't escape this rock-solid corner pressure, this round is over. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. This is a real back-and-forth match we're seeing. They definitely know what the other is capable of. Player two doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good... They've been pushed into the wall, and nice! Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round two. Fight.
Medium kick hits. Shoots off a fireball up close. Goes for the super art. Player one can build off this lead. That's the counter. Springs forward with the drive rush. What'll happen here? Scrapping it out up close. Burnout activates. Lighting up the skies with Kazunounomai. Both fighters planning something? Oh, burnout triggered. Uses the gauge for a super art. Goes for the level 2 super, wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player one made all the right moves in that fight.
All right, you ready?
I am the
we go. What are these fighters going to do? Checks with the projectile. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. What are these fighters thinking now? Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. Aggressive super art activated. Expect something big here.
Gotcha! Front side! Front side!
They trade hits, and now we are near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? They block and get some. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Where you going?
They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Neither of them willing to back off here. The quarter makes it hard to escape. It's a good spot to use the super. Is this early super gonna change it? Oh, burnout triggered. Player 2 has an empty drive here. This is a very precarious situation. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 holds. Wow, that throw did some juicy damage. Float like a butterfly and stinging like a bee with choke his sub Shinobi Bachi. Player 1 can't let this all in with a rush. No way, that win wasn't luck. That was 100% plans. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put.
All right, you ready?
I am the pride of the Shinanui.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Difficult situation for a throw. Player 1 super art activated. Expect something big here. They're barely hanging in there. Can they hold out any longer? In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Okay, they trade hits. KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Springs forward with the drive rush. Drive rush to keep it going. Goes for the rush. Parries the projectile. Good job escaping that dangerous corner situation. Burnout activates. Looking to impress with this super. Oh, is this it? Or are they still in this?
Yo, you good?
They're not dead. This fight's not over. KO. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.